Hello, and welcome to another episode of Third Action. I am Jason, your game master for the evening, and joining me today are these same three dirty longshanks that were here last week. We have, to my bottom left, yes, I guess. To my bottom left is Charlotte playing Asher Ford, the ranger who rarely bathes.
Yes, I don't like bathing.
To her right, we have Will playing Phelan's owner, the grumpy druid named Greshy Ironroot.
Hello.
And to his right, we have the champion of Erastil and jouster of turkey legs, Gunn Shough, played by Adam.
Hey, y'all.
Huzzah! And we live. We are alive.
For how long we shall soon see.
Yes. So last week on Third Action, our heroes were enjoying the Swallowtail Festival, a local Desnan tradition celebrating the first day of fall. So it sort of falls on the autumn equinox. On this particular day, or this particular festival is a very special one because it is also kind of doubling as the official consecration day of the town's new cathedral. Which is the sort of grand stone building that was built to replace the one that burned down 5 years prior. Asher, Greshy, Gunn, and Phelan have been meandering around the festival, trying out the food, taking part in various festival games to varying degrees of success. And as night began to fall, our heroes stuck around to watch the release of the swallowtail butterflies. Which is a very important tradition in the Desna faith. Afterwards, Father Xantus began to lead the crowd in the prayer of the first dreaming, but was very rudely interrupted by goblins, who began swarming all around, screaming, chanting their vicious goblin song, and one of them jumped off a cart and stabbed somebody, and that person's dead. And that is where we are today.
Or dying.
I didn't know they died.
That was awfully quick.
They're gonna die really fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. It was not a fair fight.
I thought they got little stabs. Okay.
Commoners don't tend to have a lot of HP.
The little stabbing on it doesn't hurt nobody.
Yeah.
Fine.
So, I don't think I forgot anything, but if...
That's about right.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I shall move this over to the battlefield.
Nice.
Where we shall roll initiative.
Oh, initiative.
Our
Right.
first initiative roll.
Let's see how bad it could be. So are we rolling initiative perception or?
Yes, in this case, you guys are all watching in the crowd. Let's see if I can get this positioned correctly. I should just do it manually.
Say when.
So you can click on your token and roll initiative, and it should.
You ready for us?
Yeah, go ahead. That's weird that's not showing the roll,
Yeah.
but I will fix that. It seems to be working. If you click on your token first.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh.
Where did my token go?
You are down to the south.
There we are. Down off the map, or down off the
Yes.
screen.
I'm
Got it.
concerned it's not working because it might
Oh, I
be
got
out
a
of one.
7.
Those are
Think
some
that-
piss poor perception rolls.
That was like my base. I got like a 2.
Oof.
Yes, initiative exists.
Yeah, are we sure that actually rolled and didn't just add like a number?
I don't see it rolling at all. I see it
Go back
acknowledging
and
the
tell.
existence of initiative.
That is a very good question. Just go ahead and roll
If
a
it wasn't
D20
for
and
all of
add
us.
the number, yes. Something.
If it wasn't for such a low roll, I was like, well, what if I
I'll let
just
you guys
roll...
re-roll.
Oh no!
Well, maybe it is just... Okay, you know what?
It's a 1 and a 2. Get a 3. We need
Go ahead and
3.
roll it, Greshy.
Okay.
That's
I
better.
mean, that's actually better than what I originally rolled. So it's at the 13 for total. But still, okay. Turns out we were just rolling real bad already tonight.
I mean,
It's gonna be
maybe.
great.
I'm not sure I believe it. It still says yes, that's initiative. As if it's just letting you know that you clicked on it.
Yeah, it might be something with the sheet. We'll double check that later.
It's likely to come up again real soon.
Oh, we shall see. If Roll20 would behave. Let me go ahead and add the gerblins.
Well, at the start of combat, by way of setting the scene and being clear,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to point out that we're likely not fully armed and armored here, and I personally would not be wearing my half plate, carrying my shield or my bow. So I think I have a sword on me, but nothing else came to the festival. So
Okay, that's fair. What would Greshy kind of just has all of stuff anyway, and I'm
He's
not
got
sure.
his staff, and
Asher
yeah,
would have
he
taken
always
anything off.
carries his stuff with
Yeah.
him. So
I don't have crazy armor or anything. It's mostly just my animal hide and my daggers and my crappy
dexterity.
crossbow.
So let me go ahead and roll initiative for the
Oh.
goblins. They didn't do too well themselves.
Everyone's
oh no,
doing
not 20s
bad.
for them either.
No. Does that work?
Not
There we
this
go.
time at least. All right.
All right, they got an 8 on their initiative. So,
Ah, that's better than me.
so you find yourselves in a crowded square. A bunch of people have already started running at the first sign of goblins attacking. People start screaming, running away. Father Xanthus and Mother Taket start leading people into the temple, which is to your right. Let's see.
I see it now.
And I'm just going to start ushering people away by deleting them
Oh,
from the screen.
That'll do.
So they all start getting ushered into the temple. As you see guards start to split off and go fight various goblins that are running around in the areas behind and around you. But Greshy, your turn will be first. And for those of you in the audience who might be new to Pathfinder 2nd Edition or Pathfinder Playtest, the way turns work here is a little bit different from most games. Here you have exactly 3 actions. You can do whatever you want with those 3 actions. You can attack, move, attack. You can move, move, move. You can attack, attack, attack. Attacking multiple times carries some penalty with it. But other than that, you're free to do whatever you want. Some actions, players, classes have different sorts of actions, some of which take up 1 or 2 actions at a time. Spells in particular are usually 2 action spells. But some actually have variable numbers of actions. You can choose to cast them 1, 2, or 3 actions, and they have different effects. So that's sort of the quick rundown of how action economy works here. But go ahead, Greshy, why don't you give me a start?
All right. So for the first action, I'll go ahead and move my super fast land speed of 20. 10, 15, 20. Right here.
So kind of hustle
5,
forward
10.
towards the
Towards the stage, kind
platform.
of using that as
Yeah.
a background. Yeah.
Okay.
And then for my third action, I will go ahead and command Phelan to come along with me, and he will just kind of jog up to right there.
Okay, so Phelan
And-
happily jogs forward towards you. It's
And we'll
snarling
just
the whole
keep an eye on
time.
these
It doesn't
goblins for-
like these goblins.
Nah, he's not happy about what just happened there. And that will be the end of my turn.
So Phelan actually gets 2 actions when you command him. Did you want to give?
He
him a
does,
second?
but his movement to there was basically There's two
I see.
actions.
Okay, so 45 feet to move. Okay.
Yeah.
All
He's
right.
only got move speed of 40.
So the goblins. You see, in particular, 3 goblins that have just emerged around this cart. One of them has a dog pelt over its head and shoulders. It's snarling and hissing and looking all around, and it sees a dog, one of its fated enemies. But this one's different. This one's not scared of dogs. It's going to charge forward 5, 10, 15, and attack Phelan. So it pulls out a little, a kind of rusty-looking knife that's, or it's a knife blade that's kind of tapered, taped together with a simple stick. Its little dog slicer swings for a that's an 11 to hit Phelan's AC.
That will miss.
That will miss. Okay, so Phelan nimbly dodges out of the way, but the goblin, not deterred, is going to use its third action to swing again, taking a -4 to hit because this is an agile weapon. But that's only a 12 to hit.
Still doesn't hit.
Okay, so it swings twice at Phelan, who just kind of dodges out of the way. You think maybe this goblin is a little bit more afraid of Phelan than it seems to be letting on. In the back, a rather burnt and singed-looking goblin kind of snickers and moves over to the nearby tent, and it brings out a little stone and flint and begins tapping them together to try and spark a fire.
Oh, what have we done?
But it's not able to do so.
Oh no.
It can't quite get this to work, and it spends another action trying to do this. And to no effect. It's snickering and is really excited about this fire that's going to start, but can't seem to do it. The third goblin, who can kind of barely see because of the little pot on its head, is going to look around, shambling for victims. And seeing a dog, it's not going to do that. So it's going to run out towards Gunn.
Ooh.
Let's see if it can even get all the way there. It's 45 feet, and how fast can these move? Double goblin, 25. So, okay, it can get up to you with 2 actions, and for third action, it's gonna swing its little dog slicer.
Well, I'm going to make him feel very guilty about that, because I didn't do anything.
So you just kind of put up your hands, and what are its choices with?
Well, let me go ahead and click on the thing, and it should pop up in the. Here it is.
So you're using your champion ability, Glimpse of Redemption. So this is as a reaction, when an allied. Actually, you cannot do this for yourself. You are not an ally.
Oh,
yourself.
you can't.
No.
Oh,
I may have made that
Very
mistake before, but in this
good
case,
to
you
know.
can't.
Well, I've been thinking that this was a little bit overstrong, so that's very good to know.
Yes.
It's a good balance.
So you try to guilt.
Well,
it.
I'm gonna glare at him anyway.
Okay. You glare. It has no effect. He rolled that number plus that number is a 14 to hit AC.
Let's see. My AC currently is 13, so he hits.
Excellent. First blood. The little. Oh. That is a total of 6 points of slashing damage as it cuts your leg.
All right.
And that is the goblin's turn. All around you, you hear screeches and screams. More goblins chanting their goblin song from the prior episode. But Asher, you're up, followed by Gunn.
All right. Woo! It is a All right, I'm gonna hunt target the one that's attacking Gunn.
Okay, so this allows you to sort of
Good.
lock onto the target and deal extra damage to it each turn. So that's your first action?
Yes, and then I'm gonna. Well, does that takes up a whole action to use hunt target?
Yes, hunt target is one action.
Okay. So for my second, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm gonna flank behind
Okay, so you move
the
around
goblin.
behind it. Okay.
And then,
I'll note that
I'm
you
gonna
guys don't
strike-
have your weapons out.
okay, I'm gonna take out my weapon.
Because you
It's
guys
like
were just
third action,
watching
my
the crowd.
dagger.
Okay, so
My
third action,
dagger.
you
I'm
draw your
ready.
dagger and get ready to strike. But you're providing flanking. So Gunn, you're up.
Well, I'll also draw my sword.
Okay, first action, you draw your sword. The metal
And
swings.
since we have a nice flanking position here, I will slash at this goblin and say, "You come into my house."
Is this
Suddenly,
your house?
It is now.
The house of the earth.
Let's see.
This whole
We're gonna go
world
to-
is Erastel's home.
That's fair.
There we are. Strike the first. Hey. A 10. That's not very good.
Okay, a 10 versus Goblin's AC. They're not super strong or like defensive, but they are quite nimble. So that 10 misses. You swing
Yep.
over the Goblin's head and it snickers. With flanking, that's a 12, but still.
Oh, that's true. Well, then on the second swing, I will say, "You attack these people?" And there we have another 10.
Okay, you swing again, but the Goblin just nimbly. This time you hit the Goblin on the head, but you're just hitting the pot, and it just kind of clangs, and the Goblin shakes a bit, but no actual damaging effect. Okay, top of the second round.
Okay.
Greshy, you're up.
Yep.
All right, let's see what if Phelan can do his thing. So first, I'll command him to strike at the goblin, and that's a 15 total to hit.
15 will hit. Phelan chomps at the Goblin, grabbing right at its chest. Go and roll damage.
All right, and that button there for 6 damage. Piercing.
The Goblin screams as it is crushed in Phelan's jaws, and its body just goes limp and it dies.
Oh, well, all right then. Good boy, Phelan. And
Oh.
well, that one was a little bit easier to fall than I expected. And just need to check one thing here. Don't think I have the range on that.
So after you will be the Goblins.
Right.
The Goblins that remain, anyway.
The other 2 of them. Well, I will go ahead and have Greshy move. Well, actually, I'll finish Phelan's turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35.
Ooh, the Phelan just goes charging towards the other Goblin, the burnt one, that's currently trying to set fire to the tent.
Oh, we're not going to let him burn everything down. And since I can't get this to load fast enough, we're just going to have Greshy move 5, 10, 15, 20, a little bit closer towards it.
Okay.
That was 30 feet anyway. Perfect. That's what I need
So
to
you
know.
also approach the tent and the Goblin.
Oh, actually, I can move a little further. 5, 10.
Okay,
We'll just go and hang out right behind Phelan.
The burnt Goblin is terrified, but still really wants to get this tent on fire. It's gonna try one more time, and with the natural one, that's not gonna happen. It shrieks as Phelan approaches, and is just gonna throw the flint and stone at Phelan. Hey, a good number. That's a 21 to hit.
That does hit.
Phelan's AC. Okay. Phelan takes 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And the goblin is going to skitter around to the opposite side of the tent. Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me!
Oh, you're gonna get hurt there. Don't you fret.
Oh, it'd help if I'm not just drawing the purple. There we go. Okay. Oh, the other goblin. That one is currently flanked by 2 enemies. But yeah, it's gonna keep focused on Gunn. First action is just gonna swing its little dog slicer. That is a 22 to hit AC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
He rolled really high.
Yeah, I see.
For 2 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Then he's gonna spin around and try and hit Asher as well.
Do it.
Well, that he's gonna regret.
He's gonna feel bad about that.
Yes.
Well, it's a natural 20, but what are the regret options?
Either cancel the attack or become, I think it's unsettled? No.
Enfeebled.
Enfeebled.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you gain damage resistance against this attack.
Well, it got a crit, so it's going to go for it. So it'll become enfeebled 2. That means it does 2 less damage and you're resistant.
Yep.
All right. That's good, because that's 9 points of damage. Minus 2 is 7 points.
Ow!
And then you resist, how much more? 3 or 2?
I think it's 2.
Okay. So
2 plus, no, it's 3.
It's 3?
2 plus your level.
So you take 4 points of damage? Yes, 4 points of damage. And the goblin is going to try and skitter away.
The enfeebling remains until the end of its next turn.
Okay, so it is still enfeebled. Asher. And then Gunn.
Me!
So the goblin is now running towards the cathedral,
No!
and
Okay.
trying to hold on to its little pot helm in one hand while a little bloody dagger sort of waves around in the air in front of it.
I chase it. And I'm gonna. I have 30 feet of movement, so I move. What's 5, 10, 15, 25.
Yep.
For my first action, and then I'm going to stab it with my dagger. I'm gonna try.
Okay, stab
see how
away.
that works. A 13.
Okay, 13 to hit will not hit this goblin.
Darn.
It's scurrying so close to the ground that your little stab just barely misses it and hits the dirt. But you have a third action.
I'm gonna try to hit it again. I'm gonna get it. 21.
There you go.
21. will
There you
hit.
go.
Go ahead and roll damage and add the d6 for your precision strike, because it's the one that you're hunting.
I should have, popped it already. So let's see if it worked. I don't know if that worked or not.
That looks correct. That's a d6 plus the d4 plus 2.
It should be awesome. All right.
Okay,
So it's
so
3 plus 6 then.
So yeah, your
that what
second
happened?
stab strikes true right in the back. The goblin just dies instantly. Its little pot helm clatters to the ground. Gunn.
And that's it.
All right. Well, seeing that, I can go the opposite direction. So, do we do the 15-foot diagonal rule in this game?
Yeah, technically. I don't know if I actually set the map for it.
It doesn't look to be set that way.
Okay, then just use 5-foot diagonals. It's fine.
Okay.
As it turns out, I don't care that much.
All right. Well, I still can't get close enough to the goblin over there to. And I had a question. There's at least one commoner's been stabbed. Where's that?
Oops. The commoner that's been stabbed is currently on the ground next to the cart that Greshy is standing by.
Is he still moving at all?
You can't quite tell from here.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to be moving.
Well, unfortunately, the threat has not been secured yet or dealt with yet. So I'm gonna have to take a double move to get here. And do an attack against this goblin that's run around the tent.
Okay, you
Get in his way as he comes around.
Yeah, so he's quite
he comes around
surprised to
from the
see you
back.
running up to him.
And I'm just gonna clobber him with my sword in a natural 1. Great.
Oh,
Okay, you swing your sword, slashing through part of the tent, but missing the goblin entirely. All right, top
Alas.
round. Greshy.
all right. Greshy's just gonna whisper, "Get him, Phelan," and running off with a large growl and bark. Phelan will circle the tent, flank the goblin, and go for an attack.
Okay,
That helps him in the
so
right
it has
thing.
minus
for
2 to its
attack.
AC due to flanking.
It's a 14 to hit
That will hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
for 4 piercing damage.
Okay, you bite onto the Phelan bites onto the goblin's hind leg and tears
We're like the
into
same
it. The
person,
goblin
it's fine.
screeches in pain.
And since he's got his leg in a vice grip, he's gonna go ahead and make. No, he can't because he had to move this turn. So never mind. Greshy instead will move around to follow, and we'll go ahead and cast. Actually, no, screw it. He's gonna come up and he's just gonna try and whack him with his staff.
Yeah.
Okay, you pause a moment to consider casting a spell, and then just decide, nah, it's not worth it. Not this goblin.
We're just gonna
You
whack him one.
Step forward and swing with your quarterstaff. Oh, with your fence post,
Yeah.
rather.
It's a staff. It's fine. That one. Natural 1. So
Oh, no.
total 5. Oh well.
Okay, you swing
This is-
the fence post gets maybe like a little bit cracked as it collides with the ground, and the goblin just sort of is kind of terrified of you all. So, goblin's
Can't
turn.
imagine my.
No, scary Longshanks, you die now. Let's see who's gonna attack. That will be Gunn. So it's gonna swing at Gunn first. That's a good roll. That's a 24 to hit.
Ooh.
That'll hit.
What is that a crit?
Oh yes. What's your AC?
Yes. 13 right now.
Your AC is 13? Okay, so in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, or Pathfinder Playtest, if you get 10 over a target number, then that's also a critical. If you get 10 under a target number, that's a critical fail. But in this case, so critical hit, it's going to go and roll its damage, and that's only 5 points of slashing damage to Gunn.
All right.
Its next action is going to be to get away from that dog. No hurt, no hurt, no biting. It's going to sort of move over here and try to cut at Gunn's ankles. That's much worse. That's a 2 to hit.
Yeah, that won't do it.
Oof.
Surprisingly enough.
Okay, Asher, you're up.
Is the burnt goblin the only goblin that's currently around? Is it the only one left?
There are other goblins. You see a few on the rooftops running around. You see a few sort of off in the distance, but they're kind of actively being fought by town guards. This is the only one that's close enough to do something about.
The threat. Let's find out
Dolarog in the
how far
chat
away.
asks, no attack of opportunity. Correct.
Nope,
In
not in this game.
Pathfinder 2nd Edition, by default, most things don't have attack of opportunity. Only fighters and basically fighter-likes have attacks of opportunity. Other creatures have, if they're kind of fighter-esque, they get attacks of opportunity. Some creatures have special reactions, like dragons can kind of, if you approach them, I think they get a free tail swipe on you, that sort of thing. So it's an interesting change that now you can kind of move around more freely without so much fear of just being swiped at every turn. makes combat a little
But
more dynamic.
There are also a lot of different reaction abilities now, of which the regret aura is another form.
Yes, his glimpse of redemption is a special reaction that kind of takes the place of an attack of opportunity that he can only do when an enemy strikes an ally that's near him. Sorry, Asher, continue your turn.
That's okay.
Wanted to
Learning.
educate.
Learning.
Okay. So I can diagonal 40 feet. That's what we said before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna double move. Oh my goodness, I can't move where I have my ruler selected. Da 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 da. Okay, 2 actions for that, and then I'm just gonna try and stab.
Okay, so you go running at this goblin,
Wah!
dagger in hand, swing. So this one isn't your hunt target,
No, it is a 27.
but that 27 to hit sure will hit. That is a critical, my friend. Go ahead and roll damage
Yikes.
twice.
All right. 6
Oof.
and a 4.
Yeah, you come running. The goblin has no idea what's coming, and you swing the dagger right through the back of its head. It and
Ooh,
falls to the ground dead.
I didn't mean to destroy it so fully.
And that's
Hold
the
on.
combat.
Okay.
I'll actually
Sweet.
let's leave the battle song going.
I was gonna say, think we're still under threat of some sort.
I will rush over to that commoner and, with my untrained medical knowledge, see if I can confirm whether that person is alive or can be saved by a lay of hands.
Okay, go ahead and approach the commoner and then give me a medicine check.
And a 13.
13. This person is pretty dead. They're not breathing anymore. The blood is just seeping out. There's no saving them at this point.
Okay. All right. Unfortunate.
Very. You're looking a little tough there, Cullen. You feel
Yeah,
alright?
I'm all right. I'll
Where's
manage.
your armor anyway?
Didn't think we were gonna need it today.
We were at a party.
Yeah.
So as you say that, you watch off to the east a goblin with a torch in its hand go jumping off a rooftop, trying to land on the top of a tent, but it misses and collides with the ground, and its neck snaps and it dies.
Oh my god.
You watch as more goblins begin chasing various commoners around.
Should have aimed for the bushes.
Well, I don't think that would have done what they were looking for.
They're not that smart.
Yeah, the torch just kind of fizzles out on the ground.
Well, we should do something about this. Is there any sign as to leadership? I mean, is it just complete chaos, or are they coming from a specific direction, or?
Give me a perception check.
Good call.
That button. There we go. A 9 total.
Okay, you glance around trying to ascertain whether or not somebody is directing these goblins, and this is certainly odd for goblins to be behaving in such like an organized manner, but even though there doesn't seem to be any commander in place, they've managed to set up sort of a raid on this town without any formal leadership. That seems weird to you, but yeah, you don't see anything obvious until you start to smell smoke. A nearby tent. Oops, I can't draw apparently because my roll20 is lagging a lot.
Ooh.
But a nearby tent and cart suddenly catch flame, and you hear more goblins chittering and giggling.
Let's run off that way. I'll see what we can see.
Oh,
Okay, let's go
that
and
seems like a
roll
plan.
some new initiatives.
Okay.
New initiatives.
Do we want to just
Try
roll a
again.
perception? And
Yeah, go ahead and just roll perception.
so basically
That
the
way
same
we
thing.
can. That way we can see what
What
the
we're
score
actually
is.
rolling right now.
Yes, that's effectively the same thing. So Asher has a 19. Gunn has a 15. And Greshy has a 20. Okay. And these new goblins. Whoops. They're a bit slow on the uptake today. They have a, I believe that's a 2.
They're busy setting fires.
Yeah, they're not paying
They're
attention so
probably
much.
enjoying themselves.
They're having
you
a
see-
party of their own.
You see one goblin on top of the cart who's carrying a bundle of twigs that he is sort of lighting a flame. Another goblin who's got an open lantern that's swinging wildly, and a third that has a torch in hand. Let's see if I can move this a little bit further south so the stream audience can see. There's also a fourth goblin that is currently singing the goblin song. Okay, let's go ahead and start with Greshy. You're up.
Again, all right. Greshy's going to smack Gunn upside the head in a very kind manner.
What was that about? Oh,
Oh,
In a very
I thought that
kind
was
manner.
damage. Oh my god.
it's more like a
It's
pat.
damage, but
Oh, we're fighting.
I'm secretly joining the goblins. I never knew.
So you lightly slap Gunn on the back with some healing juice.
Yes.
His
Trying to
wounds
help him
begin
get
to
back
close
into the
over,
fight.
and he gets 11 points of HP.
Oh,
That's the
thank you.
one-action version of heal, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yes, heal is one of those spells that you can choose different numbers of actions for. One action is sort of localized touch. 2 actions is like healing word. You can like throw it. And 3 actions is a radial burst, like channel energy. It's pretty cool.
And so Phelan will come around 5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
So Greshy heals Gunn for one action, and sort of moves forward and commands Phelan to attack the goblins. And Phelan goes running, but can't quite reach.
So this guy
Yeah.
here, which I can't roll 20.
Which one? Just give me the
Figure out how
name.
to paint.
You guys see
Well,
the
anyway,
names?
this is a stage, right? This big square.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
to the
a
right of you.
How tall is that?
It's only like 3 feet tall. It's not
Oh,
very-
okay.
Like you could step up onto it.
Right.
There is a small, like, short staircase for safety, but otherwise you could hop
Right,
onto
right.
it with. I wouldn't even call it any additional movement.
Gotcha.
All right, and Phelan's actually going to go ahead and hold there.
Okay.
He does have another action, but I'm going to go ahead and just let it go for now. Just don't want him running off by himself.
All right.
Must keep
Asher.
him safe.
All right. Let.
So you see these goblins dancing around the fire.
All right, I'm gonna go down here, 40 feet. 2 moves. What's up? Gotta get off the roller. I never remember that.
I think there's shortcuts for that, but okay, you
I
go.
think there probably are. All right,
You're
I'm gonna come here.
charging.
Is the goblin's dead body still here where I killed it?
Yes, the goblin that was there is still there. Dead.
All right,
I just deleted them for the sake of visuals.
I'm gonna yell at all 3. Oh, there's another one. I'm gonna yell at all the goblins, and I'm gonna say, "You better get out of here. The same thing's gonna happen to you." And I'm gonna point to the dead body. Their friend.
Okay, you're
Ow.
trying to scare them off.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do a group intimidation check yet, but I'll let you pick one and try and intimidate
Ooh.
it.
I will intimidate the lantern goblin.
Okay, go ahead and roll an intimidation.
See where this goes. A 14.
A 14 against this creature is a success. It is afeared. It is frightened of you. It kind of, I don't want to die. And it looks pretty frightened.
Excellent. Better leave at some point.
Okay, Gunn.
All right. Would help if I'm in the right screen. I'm going to take a double move as far as I can get here. And while traveling, I'm going to activate my Skin of Thorns ability, which is this guy.
Okay, your body sprouts a coat of brambly thorns. Nice. Okay, so your armor begins to
Like clothes.
Yes, your clothes, I guess. Your clothes begin to be wrapped around by these sort of greenish vines with prickly thorns all around.
I think I'm.
Body.
Yeah.
That is one of your champion abilities.
Yeah, I think it's a sort of domain-esque.
Yes,
I'm
an
gonna
ability
go
granted
right
to
about
you
there.
by Erastil.
And I'm going to head these guys off so that they can't go into the temple without going through me.
Okay.
And that's my full
Move
turn.
to block the way. Goblins. Okay. The goblin with the lantern sort of hesitates and looks like it's gonna start trying to run. But the goblin in the back that has been singing this whole time.
You idiot! We be goblins! They be food! Get them!
And is going to use its first action to inspire courage.
Goblin Bard.
Yes. All of its allies get a +1 to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear. But this one's already afraid, so it's gonna kind of stumble up towards Gunn,
Oh, no.
scared, and will try to attack. The -1 and +1 kind of cancel out, and that is a 7 to hit.
A 7 will not hit.
Okay, it kind of don't hurt me, and kind of tumbles back over the stairs, and is now prone.
Awesome. That's right.
Be afraid.
The twig goblin is gonna hop off the cart. Oop, come on, that's why I'm moving the fire now. The fire hops off the cart.
It's a very impressive fire.
All right, twig goblin's gonna hop off the cart with his bundle of twigs and is gonna throw them at Asher.
Oh,
That is an 11 to hit your AC.
no.
Okay, so the bundle of twigs just kind of scatters on the ground. It is then gonna draw its dog slicer, but
Oh, that's worse.
can't do anything with it. The torch goblin is gonna go running off. Fire! Fire! To this cabin over, this merchant tent over here, and is going to set that one ablaze. This is much easier for it because it just has a torch, so it shall do so. So you watch as the torch just it touches the torch to the tent. The tent goes up in flames. Greshy, you're up.
Well, all right. We'll have Phelan go after Mr. Twiggy over here.
Oh my goodness, I can't draw fires with Roll20 lagging this bad.
It's red. It's like a fire. And so Phelan will move into position and attempt to bite at the creature. That button and that button. There we go. That is a 22 to hit.
22 will hit the goblin. That is not a crit though. So go roll the
Damn.
damage.
For 4 person.
Okay. It tanks the
And
hit.
then
Kind of grimaces.
Greshy will move over to here. Move 10, 15, 20. And we'll just kind of threaten the torch goblin with his own staff. And that will be the end of his turn.
Okay, so you run up to the torch goblin that's currently torching a tent, and
What do you do?
posture
Smack on
towards
one.
it. Asher.
Dramatically posture towards it.
Alright. Let's see. Dude, I'm gonna go. Now this spot's 20.
Okay, Asher, as
see.
you approach, the
Uh-oh.
goblin bard is gonna take its shot at you. Ready to action.
Shot?
That is a 21 to hit. Your AC.
That hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does 2 points of piercing damage as a little short bow bolt or arrow hits you in the back.
He's better at shooting than I am. You said 2 points?
Yes, 2 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Unfortunately, out
Ooh.
of range of my protective ability, both the target and the enemy have to be within 15 feet of me.
It's unfortunate.
Here I come, dude.
It's much more for
I'm not
melee attackers.
happy.
So you change your target and go running towards the war
Oh no,
chanter
that was my
instead.
original target.
Oh, you're actually running towards the war chanter.
Yeah, I was going for him anyway.
Gonna take him
Okay.
out.
Yeah, and while I'm coming at him, I just say that I'm gonna eat his corpse. Because they're talking about eating people. I'm like, I'm gonna come eat your corpse. I'm
Okay.
coming for you, dude. So,
A little worried
I'm
about who
gonna-
I'll hit myself with.
it's just a threat. He doesn't mean it. So he's gonna stab or attempt to stab with his dagger.
Okay.
That's my third turn. A
Dagger comes
20,
out.
but not natural.
A 20 versus the war chanter will hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay. 4.
4 points of damage. All right. The war chanter grimaces as the dagger slices their arm, and they kind of stumble back a little bit, but they remain standing. Was that your 2 actions to move and then 1 action to swing?
Yep.
Okay. Gunn, you're up. Then the goblins.
All right. I'm going to step up to arrow tool. Step up to this lantern goblin, and I'm gonna kind of get him flanked by the fire here.
Sure.
I'm gonna
That fire's an ally, right?
I'm gonna
That
drive
counts?
him back into towards the fire.
Okay.
I'm gonna strike him head on with an overhand blow that's aimed to push him back if he tries to stand his ground. And
Are you attempting a proper shove attempt, or are you trying to hit him?
I'm gonna go with an attack first,
Okay.
and we got a total of 11, which is not great.
Okay. It has 1 reduced AC, but that's still not enough to hit it. It kind of shivers and. Oh wait, sorry, it's on the ground.
Oh, he's prone.
Yeah, he's
is prone.
He hasn't stood up yet.
No. Do I remember what the bonus for prone is?
I'm trying to find it real quick, but I don't have it ready.
Let's just say it hits. It hits. I'll look it up later.
Hooray! All right, well then let's see. Now I have to find damage on that thing. Ah, there we are. Nice, easy character sheet.
Okay. 8 points
the
of
8?
slashing damage. You just stab your sword right into its throat, and it dies. You have killed it.
Sweet.
Lets out one last.
With that done, I will step up next to. I think I can get all the way to a flanking position, and I don't think I really want to be dodging around through the fire anyway. I'm going to step up next to Asher.
Okay, so you try and
Friendship.
approach the war chanter.
Yep.
But don't quite manage to get flanking. You're just side by side with Asher. Okay.
Yep.
Goblin's turn. If I can mark this lantern goblin as dead.
Prone does inflict flat-footed, which would have dropped AC by 2.
Okay, so yes, that actually would have hit. So yeah, 13, 14. Yep, that would have hit. So yay, perfect. I love when my guesses are right. Okay, goblins. We have the torch goblin and the war chanter still remaining. Oh, and the twigs goblin. Okay. Twigs goblin's going to attack Phelan first.
That's rude.
The object of its fears. That is a 23 to hit.
That does hit. It is not a crit.
Oop. I roll 6 points of slashing damage to Phelan.
Ooh.
And it's going to scream and run. Yeah, it goes running northwards. It does not want to be near a dog right now. The torch goblin.
Oh god. Okay.
Is gonna sort of bat at you with its torch first, Greshy. So
All right.
First swing, that's a natural 1. It swings the torch, but the torch slips out of its hand and blows out in the wind and tumbles over to a nearby bush. The goblin hisses with anger and is going to draw its dagger or dog slicer with its second action, and third action jump at you with its dagger. So this is at a -4, so that's a 20 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. 3 points of slashing damage to Greshy.
Ooh. That was not very nice of it.
4 points of slashing damage. I forgot the bonus. There's bonus to damage, correct? Yes. Okay, so that should be 1 more point of damage to Phelan as well.
Got it.
That I missed.
Oh, to
from
fail.
the Inspire Courage. The War Chanter
Gotcha.
is going to keep singing for 1 action and try and fight these guys off. It's gonna shoot at Asher first. Well, let me roll for it. These are like less. Well, Asher's already injured, so Asher first. Tries to shoot at point blank range. That is a 16 to hit your AC, Asher.
It does not hit.
Doesn't hit. Okay. Second attack. Actually, at that point, it too it's going to try and move closer to the torch goblin. So there. Sorry, one less. Okay, it goes running to sort of get closer to its comrades, or comrade. Top of the round 3, Greshy. You're up.
How convenient. Phelan will wheel around and take a chomp at Mr. Goblin here. That's a 21 to hit.
21 will hit. Go and roll the damage.
For another 4 Pearson.
Okay, Phelan bites at the War Chanter, who yelps in pain, but keeps trying to keep up the song.
And with his second action, he's going to make a trip attempt.
Oh, to try and sort of
Just
trip
bring
as
him
he runs
down.
past, yeah.
Okay.
And we're back. Sorry, audio
Technical.
issues seem to have resolved itself, so let's keep on going, I guess.
All right. So last thing I remember trying to do was a dog trip.
Yes, you were gonna trip the War Chanter.
So athletics.
Phelan was.
So total of 10.
10 versus its athletics
Target's
DC.
reflex.
Oh, reflex. Reflex
Yes.
DC. Its reflex DC is a 15, so it's able to
Okay.
sort of tumble out of the way as Phelan tries to.
All right. Fair enough. And in the meantime, then,
So Greshy now has 2 actions since he used 1 to command Phelan.
yes, and he will use his other action for electric arc against Mr. Torch Goblin right here in front of him.
Okay, so you hold up your hands. It needs to do DC 17. Yikes, I don't think that's going to happen.
It's only 2 damage.
Okay, yeah, it fails the saving throw. Actually, does it crit? No, it does not crit fail. So it ends up taking the full 2 damage.
And I believe that it
Zap.
jumps as well to the other one. As long as they're both within 30 feet.
Yes, they are within 30 feet. So it continues to arc across to the War Chanter, who also fails their save and takes 2 points of electricity damage.
Double zap. And that will be my turn.
Okay, Asher, you're up next, and then Gunn, and then the goblins.
All right. Here I come. Okay, I move, and then I'm gonna do my hunt target on the Goblin War Chanter, and then I'm gonna try and stab him. And hold on.
Okay, so you carefully watch its movements, looking for an opening.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be like, "Get back here!" Just gonna yell. And by the way, I didn't mention this before, but I'm saying all my threats in Goblin.
Ah, okay.
I wasn't. Yeah.
Yes,
that was. I forgot. To say that.
Asher knows Goblin, so yes, you're
It's
saying
only
all these
other
things in Goblin.
language.
Nice.
So you can threaten him
Stooping
properly.
to their
That
level.
really drives it home.
All right. So let's see if this hits. A 12 for my strike.
A 12 from your strike will not hit. No.
That is the end of my turn.
Okay, so Asher, you're trying to watch for an opening. You swing just when you think you've got a chance, and the War Chanter is starting to skitter away. Gun.
Looks like I can get in range with one move.
Yep. So
I
you
stepping up
go
to everybody.
running forward to catch
Yep.
up to Asher.
I'm gonna chase here as well. Because I'm not wearing armor, I can do that. And I will swing my blade at that Goblin War Chanter as well. You're not getting away for these crimes. Where's my... There we are. Hey!
It's a good
19
roll,
will hit.
finally.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
finally got one over 50 percentile. 4 points, the minimum.
Okay, you swing at the goblin as it's trying to get away from you, and slash right across its back. It takes quite a lot of damage and sort of stumbles. It looks pretty hurt. You have a third action,
Excellent.
I
I do. And yep, nothing else seems super pressing, so I'm going to go ahead and swing again.
believe. Okay, swing away.
And
Roll.
That 4 will not
That-
hit.
well, yep, that won't cut it.
Okay, goblins.
Alas.
War Chanter's gonna keep on singing and try to get away a bit. Turn and fire an arrow at Gunn. That's a 15 to hit your AC.
Yep, that hits right now.
Okay. Oh, right. You're not wearing armor. Cool. Okay, the arrow strikes true for 4 points of piercing damage. It's so kind of you to
Okay.
give the goblins a fighting chance. And the War Chanter's gonna keep on running past the tent there. I think that was the right number of spaces, yes. Okay, the
Is he still
torch...
singing?
Yes, he is still singing. His first action to sing... Oh, shit. Excuse my language, sorry.
Jason.
Gasp, I said a bad word.
You did
yes, he
do
moved,
that thing.
attacked, and he sung, so yes, he needs to come back a little bit. He does not have a fourth action. Not yet. The Torch Goblin. It's got its dagger out. Greshy is quite close. It's snarling.
Stupid Longshanks! Longshanks die!
Swings a dagger. That is a 16 to hit your AC, Greshy.
That does not hit my AC.
Does not hit your AC.
Does not.
You are a stocky man.
I
Tough,
am.
weathered skin. And layers
Just bounced
of
off.
old clothing.
Just so many layers. It just kind of slices through a couple of them, and Greshy's just like,
Yeah, there might be armor on underneath there, but no one would have any way of knowing. Okay, it's going to take a second strike. That's a natural 1, and a third strike. It's just going to go for the full flurry. That is so -8. That puts it at that. 15 to hit your AC.
Does not hit.
Okay, so it's just trying to go at you with its little dog slicer, but no dice. Round 4, Greshy, you're up.
All right. Well, let's do that shock thing again. Seemed to work pretty well. So we'll channel some electric energy in his hands and then blast forward towards the torch goblin and have it bounce to the war chanter as well.
Okay, so reflex save from the first one. That is a natural 20, so it takes no damage because that's a critical success. So new thing in Pathfinder 2nd Edition as well is on saving throws. You can crit succeed a saving throw, and oftentimes it'll mean taking no damage or having no effect happen. Success is usually like some minor effect might happen to you. Failure is you take the full effect, and critical failure is usually something really bad. In this case, you would take double damage. But here, he just takes no damage. So, but it still arcs, correct? It's just 2 targets in range? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just bounces from one to the next.
Okay, so it completely misses the Torch Goblin, and let's see if it hits the War Chanter. 17. That is exactly your reflex, so it just takes half damage. So it's
only 2
points of damage. All right, they're both nimble and kind of rolling around, dodging your lightning bolts. You still have, I guess, 1 action. Oops.
I do, and Phelan's gonna take it. So
Okay.
Phelan will run over to. Let's see, can I get him all the way over there? I can. Phelan's gonna run over here and make use of that sweet flaking, as somebody I know likes to say, and take a snap at Mr. Torch Goblin. The 16 to hit.
16, with especially with reduced AC, that will definitely hit. Go and roll damage on the torch.
And that's 8 damage.
Phelan just crunches in on its head, squishing it. The goblin is no more.
Jeez.
Asher,
Phelan's
you're up.
eating good tonight.
Just wait till he
Oh,
grows up.
Phelan. Okay, here I come again. I run up
Phelan's a strong
some
puppy.
more. And I'm going to attack. Dagger again. 15.
15 versus the War Chanter. Where's its AC? Yes, that will hit. Go and roll damage.
Yes. Alright. I use my hunt target too. It's gonna be fun. 6! Which
Okay.
includes hunt target.
6 points of damage. The War Chanter barely gets a chance to spin around and see you approaching, because it was sort of getting ready to run again. Before you stab it right in the heart. It dirty long shanks, and collapses to the ground, dying and bleeding out.
I told him to run. He didn't run.
They don't listen. They
No
never
one
listen.
listens to Asher, dude.
Let's survey the scene again. I'll go for the perception check this time, I think. Take a look around, see how they were doing. Are there any more goblins? And how are the fires?
Okay, the fires around you are sort of burning, but pretty isolated. They don't seem like they're going to spread too easily, at least not too quickly yet. There's not a lot of brush beside them because they're sort of out in the open in the square. As far as the other fighting, I forgot about the Twig Goblin, who's all the way up at the top and sort of off
Is
screen,
he?
but he ran away. Whoops.
I was wondering about that, but
He was off my screen, so I forgot about him. Sorry,
Oh.
little Twig guy, but I guess he escaped, so that's good.
he'll come back and haunt us later.
As far as it sounds like the sounds of combat are beginning to die down. There's occasional screams and yelps, but for the most part, things seem to be sort of settling. You watch as guards seem to be handling most of the combat now. and civilians seem to have mostly rushed into their homes.
If these things that are burning here in front of us are tents, are they
Yes,
something
the
like
two purple
canvas?
buildings there are tents, and then there is a cart as well that's on fire.
Are they like canvas lashed to frame? If this particular one that's right next to everybody was just started, could I maybe see running up to it, cutting some of the cords that are holding that canvas and tearing it off so that it won't?
Yeah, you should be able to do that. So you can just go ahead and do that. So you run up, take your sword, shoo, slice a few ropes with relative ease, and swing the canvas around and start trying to just beat the fire out. Go ahead and give me a athletics check.
Athletics. I'll give you athletics check. Let's see. There it is.
Sounded vaguely threatening.
Oh goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
you get the big canvas, start to swing it, and you hit the ground, but some of the fire sort of laps up onto you. Go ahead and give me a reflex save.
All right. To not get myself lit on fire trying to help. Where's that going to be? There's under Dex, yes? Yeah. There we go.
Okay, with a 13, you're fine. I don't know if I said, but that was a natural 1 for 7 on the initial athletics check. But so you're able to sort of dodge the fire, get out of the way, and continue sort of slamming the tent into the ground. And eventually, after a moment or two, the small fire that was on it gets put out, while the other two fires rage on beside you.
Pretend like I meant to do that.
It
That's
looked
alright.
pretty good. There's no water buckets or anything anywhere.
Yes, there
Oh,
are actually
well.
some
there
water buckets and troughs. There's a well not too far up to the north, as well as 2 water troughs.
Okay. Oh, I see that.
I want to try to get some. Wait, where do you see the water? Oh, there they are, up
Yeah, I
there.
see them.
Yep,
Okay.
they're a little bit east of the well,
Ooh.
behind the
I'm
cart
gonna-
where the goblins attack from.
Hey, I think I'm gonna go up there and try and get some water for the rest of the farm.
Okay, you
Well-
charge over there to grab some water and come back and sort of start throwing water on the fire. It takes a little bit of time, but you're able to put that fire out, and
Oop.
that fire as well.
Oh.
Greshy's gonna take a moment and give Phelan some scritches. Tell him he's a good boy. Didn't actually roll the damage or slash the actual healing. Plus.
You
Just go ahead and
damage
roll it
him
separately.
with your
So you
scratching.
cast Heal Animal on Phelan via scritches.
The best way to do it. So heals for 7 hit points, which is a lot better than what he was sitting at. All right. And
Phelan
then I will
whines a bit
also.
and then licks your hand.
Good boy. Also, I wish you wouldn't do that. Covered in goblins still. God.
He
Well.
just munched on a few of them.
He did. He's hopefully not going to be hungry for a little bit. Can't imagine it tasted very well.
Okay, so
anything else
as
on fire?
Gunn and Asher are putting out the remaining fires that are nearby, and you hear the sounds of combat start to die down around town. The streets now barren, empty, save for like a few goblins sort of scuttering off. Scuttling, that's the word. You suddenly hear a dog yelp. And a scream, a human scream. Oh no! Someone help!
Oh no.
Where's it coming
Dog is
from?
in trouble.
And it sounds like it's coming from the north, not too far away.
I'm gonna
Oh.
go north. Is this
You all right,
north?
Gunn?
Yep, let's rush off that way.
Okay,
All right.
you guys rush off to the north, and that is where we will take our first break of the night, first real break of the night. So, BRB. And we're back. Whew. Sorry about that. Longer break than usual. We had some technical difficulties. But we are back. So, as I was saying when we left off, you all heard a scream coming from the north. And first was a dog scream, then was a human scream, a human male. The three of you rushed off to the north to see what was happening. And let's get the danger song set back up.
The danger song.
Let's see if it'll actually play. There we go. Cool. All right. So you charge north until you reach the town gates.
Annabelle.
Where a dire scene is set before you. A goblin commando riding atop a sort of vicious-looking dog-like creature, dog-adjacent creature. It's maybe a bit more of a rat than it is a dog, but it's quite large. The goblin has at hand a massive horse chopper, sort of a kind of a poleaxe of sorts that goblins like to make to take down horses, one of their favorite enemies. Just to the side, you see a rather fancy-looking noble. Let's see if I can show you what he looks like. He is wearing sort of blue noble clothing. He's got a very fancy-looking walking cane, tight pants, and normally he'd have this kind of shining grin about him, but right now he looks a little less than happy. He's sort of peeking out from behind some barrels. My Annabelle, no! And turns and sees you all running forth. Annabelle, save her! But just as he says this, the goblin on Dogback swings its horse chopper down, cleaving Annabelle in two. The poor little poodle yelps,
Annabelle!
but it screams, instantly muffled by garbling blood, etc. The three goblins behind it, one with kind of like a feathery cap, another with many earrings about its massive ears, and a third that's got like kind of a hooded cloak, all jump and cheer.
Yay! You're the best, boss! You're the best! A boss slayed the dogs! Boss slayed the dog!
And the goblin on goblin back kind of nods and smiles and turns back to his compatriots.
Dogback.
He hasn't noticed you yet. The noble is looking at you.
Do something, save me!
He kind of whispers.
Get behind us.
I get behind.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll initiative again.
Alright.
All right. So an 11 for Greshy.
Okay, Greshy has an 11.
21 for me.
Asher has
And,
21.
oh, did I click the wrong thing? I have. Hold on. I'm still getting the hang of this character sheet. A 9.
That's fine. Okay, 9. Hey, sorry about that. I figured it out. It was me being dumb. Haha. So, you guys rolled your initiatives. And
Correct.
maybe
Yeah.
Roll20 would like to show that to me.
We did such a good job too.
Well, Asher did a good job. The rest of us, you know.
Oh, I meant just putting it on the board.
Oh yeah, getting
We
on.
all
we-
did it. Yeah.
We finally worked out how to get on the board, and then
Oh, why do I have Greshy in here twice?
But-
Greshy should be in here
Oh, I
twice
have
because
people
Greshy's
in
the
here
best.
from the prior screen. Whoops. Oh boy. And Roll20 is not responding. Excellent. Sometimes technology is technology. Okay, what did Asher get on his roll?
21.
Okay. And Gunn, what'd you get on your roll?
9.
9. And Greshy got 11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And goblins! They actually rolled pretty well. Got a 15 on their roll. So sort of go in the middle. Okay, I think everything's set up. We're good to go. Okay.
Does Lord, what's his name, need a roll?
He will act at the end of the round.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you guys have a surprise round on these guys. The Goblin Commander is kind of boasting to his subordinates. The other goblins are just cheering, and they're not paying attention to you yet. So you all get to go for free. Asher, you're up first, followed by Greshy, then Gunn.
Alright. So, let me think of what I was going to do. I'm going to hunt target the guy riding the dog.
Okay.
Cool.
That's one action. Hold on, let me pop that in. Okay. And then my second action, I want to take out my crossbow. And for my third, I want to shoot the crossbow. And
Okay.
see,
Come on, crossbow.
hopefully,
Sounds
Trusty
solid.
crossbow.
crossbow. Let's find out. A 25.
There you go.
25 will hit the commando.
If you said it wouldn't, I was gonna cry.
That's actually a critical hit
Alright.
on the commando. So go and roll damage
Yes!
twice. And
So we got-
including the...
Oh, and I got a plus. All right,
Yeah,
You
including
gotta add
the D6.
Double?
I'll do the D6 last.
Yeah, the D6 gets doubled.
So we'll...
Awesome.
Oh, I should have just done it. Well, I'll do this twice. And then
So
the
that's
D6.
7, a 5, and just going to roll 2d6. So another 3, and...
And a 4. Jeez!
That's like 19 damage.
Okay, so yeah, total
You heard
19
it
damage. So
talk.
Asher, you witnessing the brutal murder of this dog, the fluffy
My
poodle
rage.
Annabelle, your rage kicks in. You reach down, quick draw your crossbow, and fire. It hits the Goblin Commando square in the head. He tumbles off of the dog and is dead on the ground.
Oh my god. My rage fueled me.
John Wick over here.
I John Wicked him right off.
Yeah, that was a headshot.
So at
Hey,
least.
Greshy.
All right. So Greshy's just gonna move forward a bit. 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then Phelan's gonna also move up a bit. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Same place. And then he's going to stand over the unfortunate corpse of Annabelle and get right up in this dog's face and growl as menacingly as a pup can.
Okay. It's pretty menacing. Okay, Gunn, you're up.
Well, I need to make sure I keep up and stay in range of these foes, including Phelan. So let's go with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That is a 1 move, 2 move. Will land me right in front of the monster rat dog.
Okay.
And I will, let's see, for third action, I think I'll go ahead and, hey, just as a quick question, is my thorns still active or gone?
How long does that last, do you know?
That is a good question. I don't have it off the top of my head.
Then I think it's probably gone.
I think it's probably gone.
Yeah.
Yep. 'Cause we spent a couple minutes getting over here.
Yeah, it's probably been about 10-15 minutes since that last combat, so I assume it's probably gone by now. Unless it was unless it lasts for like an hour or something, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. All right. Well, that is gonna stay gone then. I'm gonna do an attack with my longsword on this rat dog.
Okay.
Duration 1 minute for that, by the way.
And I thought I did it, but it hasn't gone through. So let's try again. Nope. Oh, there we go.
There we go. We'll use
Okay,
the first one.
yeah.
So 24
That
to
is a
hit
24.
the goblin dog. That will hit. It is just shy of a crit. So go and roll the damage.
We have an 8.
8 slashing damage. You cut at the dog, and you watch as this kind of nasty-looking dander kind of drifts off the dog as it yelps in pain. Okay, Asher, you're up. Top of the round, round 2.
Ooh. Here I come.
The goblins now know that you're here.
Oh,
I
is the
would
dude gonna
hope
react at all?
so.
He's wide-eyed in awe, and he is seeing the commando just get one shot like that. He stands up and starts clapping. Oh, bravo, bravo!
Clapping. I'm gonna go. So, did we establish? Can you shoot? Like, if I were just to shoot like this, would that work, or would I be in danger of hitting somebody?
You're not in danger of hitting your allies, but to avoid doing that, you take a small penalty.
Okay.
Soft cover, I believe, is they get a +1 to AC. I'm going to go with that for right now because I don't have the book open.
Okay.
It may be a +2, but I'm going to go with +1 tonight. And I'll find out later.
If I moved here to
Mhm.
the square,
If you moved there, you'd have a clean
Would
shot. You
that
can shoot
still
from the
okay.
corner of your square to the best corner of their square.
awesome.
Is my memory of the
That's
rule? Please don't
Where
at
I
me.
shall be going. I'm not. Well, I'm okay with it.
We're using the playtest rules for right now, as Pathfinder 2 is not out until August 1st. So we're going off my best memory of them, as I don't want to bore you guys with flipping through the rulebook.
Was one more. Woo! Okay.
Okay, so
Find
you
out if I
move
was
into
right
range.
later. Alright, I reload. Crossbow. Of which now there are 3 bolts. And I will shoot.
Okay, you wind up and fire.
Uh-oh, a
10 will
10.
not hit the dog.
Crossbow, why?
It
Okay.
kind of scampers a bit to the side and dodges the attack.
And
Okay.
I will. Yes, those are my 3.
All right, Goblin's turn. The goblin dog is, let's see, its first action, it's gonna start scratching itself at the wound where Gunn hit it, and you watch as these like flakes of dander just kind of drift off of it towards you. I need a fortitude save from Phelan and Gunn, who are both standing right next to this gross creature.
Ew. Fortitude.
Gross creature. I have a 12 fortitude save.
Same for Phelan.
Okay, both of them are now sick, as the dander is starting to cause them to like sneeze in reaction.
Ugh.
That is the first action. Second action from the dog is going to be to bite at Phelan.
Rude.
That is a... Where is his AC? Or bonus. Okay, that is a 23 to hit. AC.
That does hit. It is not a crit.
Okay.
Bad dog. No. No.
So Gunn chastises the dog as the goblin dog as it tries to strike.
Reaction, yes.
Okay, so using your reaction on that. This one's gonna. The dog doesn't want to be told bad dog, even though it's not a real dog. It's gonna yelp and whimper and to not do the attack. And for its third action, it's gonna start running off. And I believe it's the speed. I don't know, it's really fast. Okay, so it starts booking it. The other
Alright.
3 goblins
You killed the boss. And they've got a dog too. Take that.
The feather goblin charges at Phelan with his dog slicer, and with the natural one, does not hit. Just stumbles up to it. Is going to try and swing again. This time, kind of covering its eyes first. It doesn't want to get close to this nasty, scary creature. That is a 12 to hit. Phelan's AC?
Does not hit.
Okay. The earring goblin is going to charge forward and attack Gunn. That one is a 23 to hit.
That is 10 over my AC.
Oh, it is 10 over your AC. Okay.
So yeah, I'm a 13 right now.
Okay, so it's a critical hit. The stab strikes right in between, or like right at your shin. You take 7 points of slashing damage. And it's going to try and swing again. This time at a -4. That's only a 12 to hit.
That's a miss.
Okay. The hooded goblin is going to approach, and as he passes by the feathered goblin, that goblin's going to use its reaction to scuttle, which lets it get its own movement again. So kind of scampers around behind Gunn to try and get flanking. It actually just runs like through your legs. And now that they've got flanking, the hooded goblin strikes. That's a... it's not 12, that's a 11 to hit.
Oh, that's a miss.
Okay. Even
Or
what's your AC?
perhaps. 13.
Okay, so with
the
they have
flanking bonus?
You have a -2 to AC, so that will hit.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a +2 to attack.
I kind of say it is +2 to attack a lot of the time. I guess I should just keep doing that, but it's technically a -2 to AC.
Got it.
Okay, that's a 6 points of slashing damage. Thank you. Screen
Okay.
is a +1 to AC. Okay. And second strike. This one is a 19 to hit with the +2.
That knocked me down.
Okay. The goblins surrounding you. This one does 3 points of slashing damage.
Oof, I'm okay.
4, 5 points of slashing damage. I forgot about backstab.
I'm at 0.
Just enough. Well, shite.
Yes, when backstabbers, when they have flanking, they do an extra point of damage.
And 1 extra point? Oh, you forgot it on both of them.
I forgot it on both of them.
Got it.
On both of his, he attacked twice. Both of them should have had the +1. So extra +2 damage. Okay. So the hooded goblin catches you by surprise as the earring one sort of tugs at your legs. You are down, so you collapse to the ground as the goblin stabs you in the chest, and you're unconscious and starting to bleed out. Greshy.
Well, we'll see if we can do something about that. And Greshy is going to conjure up some healing energy and send it in the direction of Gunn. And restore 7 hit points to him.
Okay.
So the green mist sort of is thrown from Greshy's hand. It surrounds Gunn and begins healing over his wounds.
Rousing, but I'm still knocked prone, right?
Yeah, you're still prone, but you are conscious again.
Okay.
So that was 2 actions from Greshy.
Yep, and Phelan's going to attack the one to the south.
Okay, the one with all the earrings.
Yes,
Jingly.
Mr. Earring Goblin. Strike. It's a 14 to hit.
That 14 will hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Alright.
As Greshy bites out at it. 8 points of piercing damage. Chomps down on the goblin's chest. The goblin
No.
as it dies.
Alright, then he'll wheel around and attack the one up here to the left.
Okay.
And that's second strike. That's a 1 to hit.
Okay, that one doesn't quite hit, as Phelan still has the earring goblin, its body in its mouth, and it tries to fling the other goblin at it. The earring goblin goes flying, but the feather goblin manages to sort of duck under the attack. Gunn, you're up.
All right, step 1, I'm going to stand up.
Okay.
Is there any check to make for that when you're threatened?
No, not anymore. And they don't
All
have, they don't have attack of opportunity, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to use a lay of hands on myself. For that will restore me another.
And your weapon is now on the ground as it sort of
6?
clatters to the ground. Yes. So you lay one hand on yourself, healing yourself for 6 points of damage.
Well, then I will pick up my weapon as well.
Okay. You reach down and pick up your weapon before the hooded goblin manages to grab it. Asher.
Was dropping your weapon, was that an action, just
That
like
is
throwing it
a
on the
free
ground?
action.
Okay.
So you
I'm
can
gonna
just
drop
do
the
that for free.
crossbow.
Okay.
Free. I'm gonna go 5.
Crossbow clatters to the ground as
See?
you dash forward.
I'm gonna
Get
go
behind the
here.
hooded goblin.
So that's 1. I'm gonna take out my dagger. 2. And attack for 3.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead and swing the dagger.
a
Against the
21.
goblins. Yeah, a 21 will hit. You slam the goblin in the back with your dagger. Roll the damage.
3.
Okay, 3 points of piercing damage. The goblin irks at the attack, but it's Goblin's turn. Feather Goblin is gonna scurry on over near the hooded goblin, who's gonna use that opportunity as a reaction to scuttle on behind Gunn. And attacks with a natural 1, that is a miss. And second attack at -4 is a 6 to hit. So neither of his attacks hit.
I feel pretty much better about this.
It's all right.
The hooded
This ain't
goblin is going to try and take better advantage of the flanking, and swing once for that's a 14 to hit. Gun.
A 14 will strike.
Okay.
Will land.
So that I'm rolling dice off the table. That is a 3 points of piercing damage, or slashing damage rather. That slashes at you.
Okay. Is it 3 and not 4 for the? Do they have a +1 still?
You're right. Thank you. Backstabber. 4 damage.
All right. Go down to 9.
Next strike is an 8 to hit.
Miss.
And I guess it has one more strike because it got moved into position via scuttle. So final attack, that's even worse. That's a 6.
I'm safe.
Greshy.
All right, Greshy is going to charge up to a little bit more electrical energy, and
Oh, sorry, that wasn't even a 6. That was like a 1.
total. Nice. I'm looking at the wrong sheet. Pets are complicated. There we go. He charges up some electrical energy and bursts it out of the southern one, and it bounces around Gunn to the northern one.
Okay, so the hooded goblin first tries to dodge out of the way, but jumps right into the path of the bolt, just completely obliterating it. It takes double damage and dies. The feathered goblin is going to try to do better than that. It fails the save and ends up taking full 4 points of electricity.
Smart power.
Zapping it.
Yes, and then Phelan is going to wheel around and growl, and as he does, Greshy will say, "This is why you fear dogs." And there is a total 20.
20 will hit. Roll that juicy damage. Give me that good bite.
5 piercing damage.
5 piercing damage crushes the goblin's skull. And as Phelan tastes that juicy goblin meat, combat is over.
Yeah,
The
so we don't
dog
forget.
creature has run away.
Oh, sorry, yes. If the goblin
Totally.
dog is still on the map, it is runoff.
It isn't still
Okay.
on the map, but it's
It is gone. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And Greshy's gonna take a look at Annabelle and just see how bad it is, which it's probably pretty bad.
I recall the words. I recall the words split in half.
Cleaved.
Yes, you approach the hind part of Annabelle, hind half, and then look across a few stones away is the front half of Annabelle. The poor poodle never stood a chance against the horse chopper.
I mean, I do have the
But
scroll of new
The
life, guys.
commander never stood a chance against the one shot, one kill.
The
Asher over
only
here.
time. That's the first time that hit. I originally had 10 and I had like 4 left.
Yeah, I think and 7 shots, 1 is hit.
It was building up over
8
time.
shots. Yes,
It's power. The power of the others.
that's what it is. You just have to blow through your bolts so you can actually do something with it.
So,
All right.
Greshy, you do think that you do have the scroll of new life that could revive the creature.
I know what Asher thinks. What do you think of?
Nobleman's poodle.
As much as I love dogs, it's
Oh,
So as you're pondering this, the nobleman runs over to you. Oh my word! You're all amazing.
Hey, he's over it, so I guess.
he's so
Greshy just kind of stuffs the scroll quickly back into another pocket.
I'm not over.
The way you all took those nasty fellows down, I've never seen anything like it. Might I have your names, heroes?
No. My name's Asher, and these are my friends. My friends.
Gunn,
Greshy.
show. I'll
Yeah, go
shake
ahead.
his hand. Extend a hand.
He shakes you. He approaches and shakes your hand very
Wipe
eagerly.
some goblin blood off, and then
Just kind of.
I do not wipe the blood off my.
When he shakes Asher's hand, he looks you like just straight in the eyes, and you see he's just like gleaming with like excitement.
Oh,
I've-
good.
I've never seen someone as good a shot as you. Asher, you're something else. Have you been in any archery competitions?
I can't say I have.
Oh, well, you should. They hold them down in Magnamar every once in a while. Oh, sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I am Aldern Foxglove at your service. And he gives like kind of a nervous bow. You all saved me from certain goblining there. I don't know how to repay you.
Gold is fine.
Well,
we're just glad the town is safe and secure.
No, I must repay you properly. I don't have my gold pouch on me at the moment, but are you staying here in town? Are you locals?
We're visiting for a while longer.
Assuming the inn hasn't burned down.
Oh.
Where at, might I ask?
What was it called?
The Rusty Dragon.
Rusty
Yes.
Dragon.
I had to go look at my notes. I was like, I got it.
It's been a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, so you
The
say
Rusty Dragon.
Yeah, the rusty.
Assuming it's
dragon.
burned down to the ground.
The Rusty Dragon. Got it. Perhaps I'll meet you there soon. In a few days, maybe. I'll be in town for a bit before I have to head back to my manor. But I'd like to reward you all more appropriately, if you don't mind.
Okay.
That's very good of you.
I'll take silver.
I don't mind.
Spend's fine.
I just want more bolts for my crossbow.
I mean, Greshy looks
Oh.
grumpy as hell, but you
Yeah,
can't tell if it's because of the guy or if it's because of the dead dog at his feet.
I know it's because of the dog.
So with Asher and Greshy sort of looking mainly at the deceased Annabelle, he's like trying to look both of you in the eyes, but you're just looking at the dog. And he looks over and, oh, I had almost forgotten. Oh, my sweet Annabelle. And he kneels down over her. I'd only had you for a few days, but I didn't think you'd go out like this. I'm sorry, dearest Annabelle. Oh no.
Well, it seems at least she stood her ground for you.
She's very brave.
Very brave.
She was always quite brave. Ever since I
Phelan
saw
walks
her
up and
2 days
starts
ago.
like nuzzling at his leg.
Well, I guess I can't be too sad about it. I have to keep moving on, as they say.
That's
Never
right.
be too sad about
That's
the death
good. That's a
of
good
an
attitude.
animal companion.
If you
Okay.
you can roll perception if you want.
Wait, who's rolling?
I mean, if you had the question, you could roll.
If you're like watching this guy's reaction.
I'm watching his reaction.
Okay, yeah, go and roll perception. 12.
12.
He seems much more interested in you guys than in the dog at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like.
Well, I don't want to bother you too much. You must have plenty of things to do, being heroes and all. I should get back to the my inn. Farewell, he says, sort of jogging off, looking back over his shoulder every
careful.
once in a while.
I'll tell him to
try.
be careful, to make sure that that it's safe before you go.
We should bury this dog. It's a brave dog.
They'd probably make you take him outside the walls. Take her outside the walls.
Can do.
Yeah,
Not
I'll
in any
take
hurry to
her
get
out.
back to the inn.
I'll
Yeah.
bury her. She deserves a hero's burial.
Okay, so Asher and Greshy, is Gunn going along as well for this?
I'll let them take care of it, but I do have some respect for Annabelle's sacrifice. But I'll make sure that the guards don't need any further help, and probably the next step here is like
Well, before he goes, Greshy's going to take some time and try and bandage him up a little bit so that he's not quite as badly off.
Okay.
So I will do treat wounds on Gunn and Asher.
All right, go ahead and roll your medicine check.
oh thanks.
That one. It's a 17.
Okay, I think at this level that is a success. So you each get however much HP that is. So
It is constitution. It is your Constitution modifier times my level. So whatever your Con modifier is. Back in hit points.
Okay, so both of you
Nice.
get that. So as Greshy sort of bandages you up with loose bits of twine and leaves and some small poultices that he's made, you're feeling
Sounds-
quite a bit better.
Feel healthy.
Yeah. I still have some more lay on hands that I'll use as well. I'll drop one of those on each of us.
Don't waste it on me. I'm fine. Thank you, though.
Asher also seems.
Yeah.
No, you're not fine.
Oh.
I'm
Yeah,
Greshy, you're.
Greshy's saying he's fine.
But he's
Oh.
not. So I'll just give him a little tap.
You return the tap.
Let's
It was a love
pull
tap.
those out. One for me, one for Greshy. Greshy gets 5 health back.
That's
Okay,
plenty.
and Asher gets 8.
Oh,
I get-
Gunn,
No, sorry, Gunn gets 8. Sorry.
Yeah.
Asher
I
didn't
don't
realize it.
get any.
I would have, but Asher was fairly close
I'm
to
pretty healthy, yeah. I'm not doing too bad.
Okay, so after doing a bit of healing and sort of catching your breath, Gunn, you get to sort of patrolling the town to see if you can help out any of the other guards around. Asher and Greshy, you take the two halves of poor sweet Annabelle into the woods just to the north of town. Find a nice spot and just make a small grave for her. It's nothing particularly special, but it's nice.
She did her best.
That's all anybody should ask of a dog.
I was going to go check on the town leadership. The
Okay.
mayor, the sheriff, and my mentor should all be in the vicinity of the cathedral.
Yeah, so you ask around for them when you find a couple of town guards. They explain. They say that they should be in the cathedral. You make your way over to the inside of the cathedral, where you see quite a lot of people arranged in the sort of main hall. The injured are being tended to by various clerics, including Father Xantus and Mother Tiketz. They're both doing their best to sort of heal the injured. There's a couple of dead bodies that they're sort of preparing rites for. But it seems like things are under control. The mayor seems to be discussing something with Sheriff Hemlock. It looks like they're sort of organizing plans for remaining patrols of the city, figuring out if there's any goblins left, doing the last bit of cleanup. And with that, we'll go ahead and end the episode for today.
Yeah.
Okay, so hope everybody had fun.
Yep.
Despite all of the technical issues.
Technical issues, but oh well.
Yeah, it happens. We'll try and fix that for next time.
Yeah.
So, with that said, we are Third Action. You can find us hopefully every week, Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Pacific, right here on twitch.tv/Third Action. You can also find us on our YouTube page, and we'll hopefully be up on podcast apps and stuff soon. But thank you all for coming. I enjoyed having you here.
Yeah.
Good night.
Take care.
Good
Good
night.
night, everybody.
Good night.